Well, hello, it's Wednesday. It is Wednesday, and it's time for Woolly Hats Wednesday. I managed to get the right day of the week this week. Hurrah, hurrah. Excuse my beshevelled look, but I've been busy outdoors this week. We went to Barmouth and we had a nice walk along the seaside and had an ice cream. We saw the donkeys but didn't go on them, but there we go. And we did it all by train, so that's fantastic. Hurrah, hurrah. I didn't take any knitting or crochet with me because we were going sort of minimum with just basics in our rucksack. So I looked at the view instead, and I might even have nodded off on the way back. Anyway, that's enough of me and my travels. What have I been doing with my knitting and crochet? Well, I have finished the said cardigan for a friend's birthday, which is on the 2nd of March. So I've hit the deadline. Yay! So here it is. This is the lovely cardigan designed by Sarah Hatton, who's one of my favourite designers. And she originally did it in a fibre co wool, but it's got mohair in it. And clocks are striking. But it's got mohair in, and the person who's going to receive this doesn't like mohair, gets all itchy. So this is Moordale from Rowan, which is out blue-faced leicester and alpaca. So it's got that nice softness of mohair, but not as scratchy and allergic-y. So there we go. So I've lengthened it. I've put in pockets. And had rather a nice time knitting it. It's a plain cardigan, and when I first said, would you like me to knit for your birthday, and it was a plain cardigan, I thought, oh, no cable, no ferrule, but actually it was quite good. And because I did some alterations to the pattern, it gave me some exercise in the old brain. So there we go. So that's rather lovely. So I'll have to go and deliver that in the next week or so. So there we go. So when one project is finished, just one of them, then you are allowed to start another one. So some of you may know I'll be starting next steps in crochet next week on the 2nd of March, which is the day of this person's birthday. And I'm doing some different ones to the last one. So if you went on the last next steps, you can come on this one and learn something completely new. So this time we are doing some spring flowers. So I've been trying out spring flowers. So there's a lovely daffodil just right for St David's Day next Wednesday. So there we go. And I've also been trying out some little primroses. So we'll be doing spring flowers in next week's class to make a spring wreath if someone so wishes, or to embellish clothes or things like that. I've seen flowers like this made a really good way of covering up repairs in jeans and other things like that, and jackets, and they make quite a nice little feature, obviously depending where the tear and repair is, but quite a nice little thing to be able to do, little flowers like that. So they don't have to be in a wreath, they could be all kinds of things in a hairband, on hats, on clothes, or just sort of left lying around because you don't know what to do with them. So I'm doing that. I have a big stash of 4-ply cotton, having done a blanket, coastal crochet blanket, and excuse me, a jacket for a baby using 4-ply cotton. So I've got lots of stash left, so I'm using that up. So there's a combination of Schjeepes Catona, which is very nice cotton, and then there's some other cheapy yarn, which is not so nice, but anyway, I'm using it up there. But Schjeepes Catona is a lovely cotton. This is that colour there. The colours are really nice, and it's really soft. So, but you don't necessarily need for flowers, but I quite like it, making things with soft yarn and cotton. So there we go. So that's what I'll be doing. Oh, little hint of rain in here. How can that be? So the other thing I'm doing is preparing for, excuse me while I reach over, Tunisian Crochet workshop. So if you don't know what Tunisian Crochet is, then I shall tell you. So this is what it looks like. So it is use a crochet hook, but a long one, and you can see it's quite a dense fabric. It's much denser than crochet. So that's the back and that's the front. You can do textured stitches just like crochet, so you can do bobbles and bumps. Have I got some bumps? Yeah, there's some bumps there, little bumps there. Excuse me. But you can also grade the wool, so using two different shades at the same time there. So that looks as though it's using 2 bits of coloured wool at the same time, but it's not. You just use one colour at a time, so that's quite nice, a bit like birch knitting, or what's the other one, mosaic crochet. So if you want to be able to make something like that, come to my workshop and I'll show you some of the basics, and then the world is your oyster. I've got a few patterns to give you as well to try things out, and there we go. So that is on the 11th of March, 12 till 4, and at a bargain price of £35, 30 if you've been on one of my classes before. So let me know if you want to come. So there we go. So I think that is all for me this week. It seems to have been very busy considering it's half term and I haven't had a class this week, but there you go. I hope you're having a wonderful week, and if you're on half term, managing to survive children's activities, either your own or your grandchildren or others. And if you don't have children, I hope you've managed to avoid them. But I shouldn't say that really, should I? But anyway, I hope you're having a wonderful week. I will be with you next week from probably Chester. By the way, I'm in Welshpool at the moment because we came back on the train from Barnet to Welshpool. So I shall see you next week from Chester. That's all from me. Bye.